Hello and welcome to Concordia Today. I'm Annik Lussier.
And I'm Sherrie Clargie. Coming up later in the show, we'll have an interview with Laurie Zoppie from Concordia Student Safety Patrol. We'll also have a report on the Communication Studies Department. But first, the news.
Concordia students should brace themselves for fewer services and larger classes next year. These are the probable results of an expected $10 million drop in provincial subsidies. The university was already predicting a deficit of more than $6 million. About 80% of the university's operating budget is spent on faculty, but these cannot be cut due to the current contract with the faculty. The lower subsidies are mainly due to lower enrollment at Concordia. These were 10% fewer than last year. Every few years, Concordia conducts a massive fundraiser known as the Capital Campaign. The last one ended in 1988 and raised approximately $25 million. A campaign to raise twice that amount was scheduled for the fall of 1994, but it was postponed. Geneviève Napier has this report.
Concordia has been serious about deficit reduction this semester, and students are paying the price. The university could use a massive infusion of cash. A capital campaign like the one that helped pay for the McConnell building would help, but it won't happen until fall of 1996. One of the reasons is the interim administration.
The original planning didn't contemplate change in management that happened last June.
But when Concordia originally decided to put off the campaign, it had a rector and a lot of bad press. But now if Concordia had the money, where would it go?
Additional space for the Faculty of Engineering and Computer Science. And there's also a strong desire by the Faculty of Commerce Administration to be housed in their own building with their own identity.
So who benefits in the end?
Students.
For Concordia Today, this is Geneviève Napier.
The competition for Concordia's new rector has been narrowed down to 3 finalists. Donald Baker, Dr. Claire McNichol, and Dr. Frederick Laurie rose above their competition in the rector search committee. On March 20th, they'll be presented to a joint meeting of Concordia Senate and Board of Governors. Baker is currently Vice President Academic at Wilfrid Laurier University. McNichol is Vice Rector Public Affairs at the University of Montreal, and Laurie is Director of the Centre for Bioethics at the University of Toronto. The successful candidate will take the reins of power from Acting Rector Charles Bertrand for the upcoming academic year.
Dev Srinivasan is the new president of the Commerce and Administration Students Association. He defeated runner-up Rodney Stevens 254 votes to 79. Twyla Demlo was also elected vice president non-academic. 3 other posts were filled by acclamation. Sunda Ladusser is the finance VP, Paul Mishik is external VP, and Nadia Dicobelis is internal VP. The post of Student and Academic Affairs and Marketing VP remained vacant. All 5,000 commerce students were eligible to vote. Less than 350 went to the polls. The new executive will take office on May 1st.
It's been around for 75 years. Students know it as the cheapest place to buy a cup of coffee on the Loyola campus. But the Concordia administration sees the Gadangi Lounge as a waste of valuable space. They're planning to turn the Gadangi Lounge into 2 floors of classrooms and faculty offices by May. But it won't happen without a fight. Jennifer Goldfinch has this report.
Concordia's administration says they are in desperate need of the space that the Gadangi Lounge, a one-time cathedral, takes up. But when they announced their plans to renovate the space last fall, some students decided to try and save it. Etan Rothstein is the chairman of the Interfraternity Council, who run the coffee bar.
It's such a disjointed campus that student space is lacking. It's hard to find proper student space unless you go to a cafeteria or the Hive or the bar. But people who want something different, you know, this really provides a quaint, nice, relaxed alternative.
Students can only hope their fight will change the administration's minds before May. For Concordia Today, I'm Jennifer Goldfinch.
And a happy birthday goes out to Reggie's Pub. Concordia's popular downtown bar just celebrated their 1st anniversary in their new location. Close to 500 people kicked off spring break at a birthday bash on February 17th. Their first year in business has proved to be a rewarding one. The bar has such a good reputation that it was mentioned in an article appearing in Maclean's magazine. Every Tuesday night, 200 to 300 people line up outside Reggie's just to get in. The bar is covering their costs and employs close to 75 students.
Concordia's got a new cyber treat for its students. Geneviève Napier explains.
Surfing the net is the digital sport of the 90s, and Concordia's kept up with the times, but now it's letting students cruise in style. So what used to look like this now looks like this. A new Mac lab featuring 14 Power PCs is providing user-friendly, full-color access to the net. Now students can explore the internet complete with sound and images. For Concordia Today, I'm Geneviève Napier.
The Mac Lab is in the Hall Building, room 551. For an account, students need only apply at age 925. There is no fee, and accounts are valid over the summer.
Concordia's bookstore is getting recognition around the country. Their customized book list computer system has been purchased by Concordia University in Nova Scotia. The system was developed by Concordia's bookstore manager, Lena Lipscomb. To obtain a personalized book list free of charge, all a student has to do is enter their student ID number into the computer. The computer then prints up a list of books they need and the expected arrival date of out-of-stock items. Lipscomb was named Campus Bookseller of the Year, and the system was recognized by the Canadian Association of University Business Officers. The 90s have brought increased tuition fees and decreasing job opportunities. Many students are looking for a means to cut corners and save money. Reporter Lauren McCallum tells us how some students have found a way to cope.
Eric and Leslie just moved to Montreal from the Yukon to go to Concordia. They had no contacts in this city and very little money in their pockets. But through the university, they found a way to shop for next to nothing and to meet new people.
So I went to 3 different clothing places and was quite satisfied with what I got. Jeans, this shirt, a sweater, a wool coat, shoes, boots.
And all for?
All for $35.
We don't know very many people since we've been here for a month. So it's also a nice way for us to meet new people.
Eric and Leslie are getting help from the Mother Hubbard's Cupboard Group at Concordia. It's part of the Peer Helper and Campus Ministry. Ron Hooper is one of the founders of the group.
We try to organize events that help students save money. An example would be group shopping or potluck dinners.
The Mother Hubbard's Cupboard Group meets every week and is currently looking for new members. For more information, call the Peer Help Office at 848-2859. For Concordia Today, I'm Lauren McCallum.
15 years in prison is tough punishment, especially when you've committed no crime. Jerry Conlon began his sentence in 1974 when he was wrongly charged with the bombing of a London pub. Conlon was among 3 other Irishmen known as the Guildford Four. His story was told in the blockbuster film In the Name of the Father. Conlon spoke to over 100 Concordia students last Tuesday at the Hall Building. He told students that while in prison, he was beat often and transferred 22 times. When Conlon's father began to question authorities, he too was thrown in prison. The father died behind bars because he was mistreated. However, if students hadn't fought for Conlon's release, he would have had to finish serving his life sentence. Conlon was released in February 1989.
Last week at the mezzanine, students could take a closer look at one of Concordia's newest clubs. Save All Jews Everywhere, or SAGE, was born last year as a chapter of SAGE Montreal. Sabina Kashka was at the Mez.
SAGE wants to educate students about Jewish culture and traditions. It also fights anti-Semitism all over the world. The association offers Hebrew courses, reading material, and discussions.
This also allows an opportunity for the students to see what's happening in the Jewish community, if they'd like to get involved or, or just, to be educated about Judaism.
The exhibition kicked off Jewish History Month at Concordia. For Concordia Today, I'm Sabina Kashka.
SAGE is located at 2020 Mackay on the 2nd floor.
And in sports, some students may be worried about getting a job after graduation, but for Marc Montroy, fame and fortune are just around the corner. He's expected to be chosen early in the Canadian Football League draft. Montroy has been the star cornerback for the Stingers for the past 3 years. He impressed CFL coaches at a recent Winnipeg tryout. His time for the 40-yard dash was the fastest recorded at the time. His 6'2" frame and great leaping ability should see him drafted in the 1st or 2nd round.
The Stingers are number 1. The Concordia men's Stingers basketball team ended their season with a satisfying defeat over their crosstown rivals. They beat the McGill Redmen 71-64. The victory gives the Stingers 11 wins, 1 loss, and first place in the league. The women's basketball team also ended their season with a defeat over McGill. The Stingers outpointed the Martlets 70-62 in front of a packed house at Loyola. They enter the playoffs in 3rd place.
And that's the news for this week. For Concordia Today, I'm Annik Lussier.
And I'm Sherrie Clargie. Stay tuned for an interview with Laurie Zoppie from Concordia Student Safety Patrol. We'll also have a report on the Communications Department.
Heart disease and stroke are Canada's #1 killer. Your donations fund education and medical advances that save more lives each year. Thanks to research, he has a pacemaker. She has a grandfather. Help give someone a second chance. Please give generously to the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
The Communication Studies Department was founded in 1965. It is located at the Loyola campus in the city's West End. Its aim is to take a broad approach to the study of media and communications. The program provides a theoretical and practical approach to the mass media in society. But how do the first-year students feel about the program?
I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't know what it was about. I came here because that program was not available in France. So I came here and I heard about Concordia and communications. I knew a little about that. I tried. I made it and I'm glad I did.
Did you find it difficult to get accepted at Concordia in communication studies?
Well, yes, there was a lot of to do. You know, we had to find 2 teachers to write for us, and we had to write a letter and everything. But I found it very challenging. And when I got accepted, I was so happy. It was like I was so happy to get in Concordia because I knew it was difficult to get. So,
after the first year in the program, the students have to decide which direction they're going to follow. They have a choice between visual dynamics, film, sound, or television, which house the largest amount of students. The department has 2 television studios, fully equipped with color video cassette recording, editing facilities, and high-8 camera. However, this second-year student has chosen to study in sound.
Well, I think that what they're doing is preparing us. They're giving us as many possibilities and as many opportunities as they can. We get as much practical experience as we want or need, giving us a grounding in all of the production facilities, as well as giving us the theoretical tools if we don't want to do something in production. So I definitely think, as far as, preparation, everything possible, all the opportunities possible are being provided to me. Now it's up to me to take the initiative to do something with that. But I certainly have all the tools presented to me to make that possible.
Visual dynamics consist of basic experiments in vision and perception, exploring distances, planes, tones, colors, and light. Students use photography as the medium in which to record and observe these experiments.
This is our set for film 2. It's a movie called Muzak, Lubricant of Society. There we go, which Hugo and myself are working on. And you just caught us in the middle of tearing down the set. You should have been here yesterday. It looked great. Use your imagination. We had a lot of video screens and panels and things like that.
Very exciting.
A lot of work, but we're happy with the way the rushes look.
Yeah.
So if everybody wants to come out and see it, then you'll know what it really looked like.
The film section is both demanding time-wise and financially, and the department provides adequate equipment for editing and viewing their work.
Personally, I found that it did take a lot of my time because I have a part-time job on the side and things. So I feel I have put in more time in this than other courses, and it's taken its effect, so I have to really work in my other courses now to catch up. The problem was that we had everything to do in a short period of time. It's very concentrated, and it's so concentrated that you kind of, let things slide. And so now I've got a lot of deadlines to meet.
I think that when it's a production course, then you obviously have to put in more work, I think, in production courses, since you produce something in the end.
There is also a great availability of equipment for film students to use.
Why film too? Well, it's I wanted to go into film, and regardless, it's one of those courses where you have to pay some extra money, but it's generally worth it because you can do your own films. You learn the whole process of making films. You have to spend the extra money. The school can't afford that much.
Did you find it hard to apply to Concordia in communications?
I had applied to the production, cinema production, a couple of times, got denied. I applied here once and I got accepted, so I don't know whether it was hard or not. My interview was fairly easy, I think, compared to some other people I've talked to.
And do you think that once you've graduated here, you're going to be ready to face the real world?
Basically, the only thing that's lacking is technology. The equipment and stuff like that. I think we're a little bit behind. These things we're probably never going to be using again. Probably never going to touch film again. So at least that now it gives me the opportunity to touch it. But as far as learning computer editing and stuff like that, I don't have that kind of experience, and so I'll be lacking that. But I think I'll be able to find a job, no problem.
The Learning Center offers a quiet place for students to study, view their work, and do their research. They can find various film scripts, sound material, and videos. But what does a graduating student have to say about this program?
Well, it's been a long 3 years, but it's been very interesting, and let's see. I'm anxious to leave because I've been hearing a lot about what's out there, and right now I want to be out there and I want to see what's going on, and I want to hopefully be part of it.
For Concordia Today, this is Sandrine Grodaillon.
Heart disease and stroke are Canada's #1 killer. Your donations fund education and medical advances that save more lives each year. Thanks to research, he has a pacemaker. She has a grandfather. Help give someone a second chance. Please give generously to the Heart and Stroke Foundation.
Hi, welcome back to the show. I'm Annik, Lussier, and joining me today is Laurie Zoppie, who is co-coordinator of Concordia Student Safety Patrol. Welcome, Laurie.
Welcome, thank you.
Perhaps you can explain to us just a bit about what the Safety Patrol is.
Sure. A lot of people aren't aware exactly to what extent we do at the patrol. The organization is student-run, student-funded organization, which is founded on the belief that we should all take responsibility for our own safety and for the safety of others on the campus. We are sort of like the neighborhood watch program. I see or view Concordia as a small community where we have the law enforcers, which is the campus security, and basically the citizens, which are a student body. And we are basically bridging the gap between the security and the student body in terms of communication. We are also the extra eyes and ears for security. We are also, excuse me, we're the extra eyes and ears, and we also are the voice of the student population to voice what we feel is not safe at the campus, such as broken lights, bushes that are too high, and whatnot. And finally, but not least, we are an educating tool. We have, in our training sessions, we have several volunteers, or actually guest speakers that come in and talk about, we have somebody from the Sexual Assault Center, the Women's Center, the Queer Collective, basically to break any type of discrimination that may occur between the patrolmen themselves and between, basically our assumption is don't assume anything when you're walking with somebody. And also we sponsor the Action Self-Defense course, that's held here at Concordia. We also provide some funding for the Women's Center here at Concordia.
And on which campuses do you operate on both campuses?
Well, presently we're mostly, have been operating we just celebrated our first year anniversary on the 14th of this month. We've been working out of Loyola campus. We are now on the process of basically starting here at Sir George. We have the volunteers, we have the equipment, we are just waiting for our room to be available. We're planning to be available and working by the end of this week or the beginning of next week here at Sir George also.
Mm-hmm. Now, how does one person become a volunteer? Is there any special qualification that one needs? Or?
Well, first there's basically the beginning of an interview, in which then we go through a screening process where we do a criminal check of all our possible volunteers. There's a 3-hour training session after that. We post the names of all our potential volunteers in the Concordian and in the link, so that if anyone has any objections to that person patrolling, they can voice it to us.
Now, what kinds of things are offered in the training session?
Well, we do a lot of role playing. We do exercises that make each gender basically aware of the perceptions of fear. A lot of the males in our volunteers aren't aware exactly the amount of hyper-vigilance that we as women have to fear when we're walking down the street. Yes, male and females are victims of crime, but as women, we also have to worry about sexual harassment and rape. So we make this very apparent in our tests, in our group, our training session. We also have guest speakers from the Sexual Assault Center, the Queer Collective, and the Women's Center to come in and talk to our potential volunteers.
Okay. Now, the service is offered for both men and women.
Exactly, both
okay.
men and women. Presently, right now, we have a majority of men, not too many, more men. We're always seeking more women because women can either have the choice of patrolling with a man or a woman. We never have two male patrollers at the same time. That's because of a preventative measure, because in one Walk Safe program in a university in Canada, there was an incident where two patrollers that were male attacked one of the people that they were walking. So to prevent this from happening, we have just made it a part of our mandate that there's no two male team members can patrol at the same time.
So a woman calling can always feel safe?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, when someone is at any building on campus, how does he or she reach you in order to get the service?
Well, basically they phone 848-8700, which they are connected with a dispatcher. There's 3 zones, 3 teams out. The team that's closest to that individual will be sent to that individual, in which they will walk them to their designation.
How far will they walk them?
Right now, we stick basically to the campus area or streets or the train station at Loyola. Yeah. Downtown, because the annexes, we have a much broader range of things. We will walk people pretty close to the area. Eventually, we would like to start the program in that to pilot a thing so that we will take people all the way home.
Okay. Now, recently there was a referendum. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. The referendum was about the fact that right now, or prior to the referendum, all arts and science students paid $1.70 for the first semester and $1 every other semester to fund us, since we are student funded. The referendum was held so that the CASA organization the Concordia students would fund us also. They voted in favor for us, so they are now going to support us as well.
Thank you, Laurie, for having joined us today.
Thank you for having me.
This has been Concordia Today. I'm Annik, and we'll see you next week.